Hello and welcome to this live chat session. Zian Noix was the first viewer who joined. He was saying, sorry, just you and me. No, dozens have joined now. Uh, Ibsa, Abdullahi, Hamza Abdi, Mirone, Masse, Daniel Abate, Betty, Barry, Michael Ash. Hi, I am the question. Interesting name. Gabrish, Gabru, Hiwat, Hello. Zion was asking why I am late. Not that much late because we were supposed to start this session at 1500 hours GMT. So it's just 20 minutes past 1500 hours. So not very late. Today I tried to make it on time. Yashi Tila Alimu Havel is saying, how sustainable is Ethiopian drone attack? Michael Ash says, do you think TDF can reach Addis? Is it a question or a satirical comment? BK, hi Sajid, can TDF neutralize the drone advantage held by Abiy government, which it has now? Zion says 20 minutes is a lot late in EU. Yes, it's a lot late everywhere, no doubt. You're right. I tried, but keeping in view our previous chat sessions, I think I am very close to the announced time today. Siravit Dino, I just recently started to follow. I am amazed how you get this information, and also why are you interested in what is unfolding in Ethiopia? That's my subject. That's my area of work, conflict reporting. That is what I do. So I am interested in it. Daniel Labate said, do you think drone power is going to bring the conflict to a quick end? Yes, important question. Important question. Do you think he's asking about drone power? Can it put an end to this conflict? Zakaria has joined. His question has been withheld. Will Turkey supply a Kinsey to Abiy? Turkey is not exporting a Kinsey, I think, so far. Turkey is only exporting TB2s, and TB2 is Turkish success in terms of exports, and most countries like TB2 because it's battle tested. Akinci is not as widely battle tested as TB2 is, so most countries prefer TB2. Akinci has been launched, but I don't think Turkey has exported to any country. Turkey is only exporting TB2s, and TB2s are working everywhere because they're very battle tested. Turkey has managed to make improvement gradually. That is what I was talking about in the previous video, viewers, that making a drone takes years. Drone is not just what flies in the air. Drone means a drone, it's GCS, munitions. There are scores of factors involved in making a modern combat drone. Turkey took years to get to this stage where now Turkey is envied by some developed countries too, because Turkish drones are performing, viewers. And Bayraktar, I think the founder of Turkish drone program, was a student in the US. Then he returned back home, and in Turkey he started work on drones. Gradually he caught the attention of government figures. Government backed him. Then he started his experimentation. It took him years. First drones were not as developed, as modern as TB2s are. So experiment after experiment, testing after testing, gradually Turkey managed to reach this stage. Zakaria is asking about, could you please talk a little about how Iran captured US advanced UAV? Well, technically, technically, capturing a drone or shooting it down is very simple. You need to connect the link between the drone and the source of signals, which could be satellite, which could be ground GCS. If you manage to cut off this link, the drone will not be controlled from the ground. The drone will lost connection with its GCS on the ground. So you just need to cut off this link between the drone and the GCS. And if somehow you have a good electronic warfare system, you can do that. Russia did that in Syria, viewers, that some TB2s, they were brought down by Russian electronic warfare systems in Turkey, Syria border areas. But these EW, electronic warfare systems, are not very effective. They don't perform 100% because Turkey also keeps on improving its technology. And Russian Kara Sokha and other EW systems, they are slightly effective. But even we cannot say that Kara Sokha and other systems are 100% effective against drones. No. Iran has been working on EW systems as well, electronic warfare systems too, and somehow it managed to capture that drone, and that drone was intercepted by Iranian systems. It happened. But problem here is that it must have took Iran years. Iran is building its drones. So Tigray is far away from any such position. Tigray is in no position to manufacture drones, to make any anti-drone weapons. Tigray will have to make adjustments on the ground. Or Tigray can attack the places where these drones are parked, where there are GCS of these drones. But now when TDF has retreated, it's now getting further away from those places from where drones are being controlled. Most probably drones would be parked at Bole or Bishafto, Harar Maida, because they were being delivered there, Harar Maida. Now Tigray forces have retreated. Now they're far away from Harar Maida. They're close to Gashena. So TDF could have tried to move towards the airports, Bole, Bishafto, and try to hit those places where drones might have been parked. Instead, TDF withdrew. Now only solution left for TDF is to adjust, to make on-the-ground adjustments, or to pray for bad weather, because in bad weather, drones are not as effective as in clear weather. So that is why perhaps as rainy season came to an end, we saw more airstrikes, more drone attacks. These modern drones do operate in overcast conditions, but their effectiveness is decreased, viewers. Far is saying, Sajid, can Tigray start space program? Well, the viewers who are listening to this question know why you're asking it. Adi Erki, someone is questioning about Adi Erki, that it has fallen. I don't know about it, but yesterday and day before yesterday, we did hear about activities close to Adi Erki. It was being shelled. Don't have any update, but the area was under shelling yesterday. How many drones Somalia got? I think 5 so far, what we have learned. Interestingly, viewers, now when Somalia has these drones, what about Kenya? I mean, Kenya, Somalia are rivals in some matters. They have a long-standing dispute as well regarding their borders. And now when Somalia has received these TB2 drones, Kenya is at a disadvantage. And we might see Kenya try to acquire drones as well. Someone is asking a question, can you choose what your opponent chooses? What your opponent uses? I think he's saying that if your opponent is using drone, you should not use drones. No, drones are mostly countered by drones. The best thing to counter a drone is to have a drone. So a counter drone system is not very effective. So that is why people counter drones by drones mostly. Someone is asking about an armed group in Somalia. Can it buy drones? Well, we discussed that in previous video that countries like Turkey, the UAE, the US, Russia, they don't export drones to individuals or groups. They mostly export drones to countries, and that is why no armed group, no regional government is likely to acquire these drones. Tigray cannot purchase these drones because Tigray is part of Ethiopia. Without the approval of Ethiopian government, no country will sell drones to Tigray or to other groups, to any other group, as you're mentioning in Somalia. They can have small commercial drones, but those are not combat drones, and those are not known for precision strikes. So that is why no group in the Horn of Africa, no region in the Horn of Africa can get advanced combat drones without the approval of their countries. Did Eritrea also acquire drones from China? We don't have any information about Eritrea being in possession of drones. Will ENDF have a chance to win this game? Not a game. We can say that can ENDF wrap up this war soon or not? Well, ENDF has made very considerable gains, you know that. Due to these drones, due to some massive mobilization of their forces, they have turned the tables, no doubt about that. Oromia Special Zone, North Shore Zone, Afar, Dasi, Kambolcha, Mekelle, Haik, Bisitima, they have made gains. Now, it depends how they'll consolidate their gains and which strategy will they adopt in remaining areas in Waldia, Gashena. And it depends upon TDF's strategy. Someone is saying, why are you reporting on rumors? Now it's not a rumor. Getachew has also talked about Gashena. So it's now their official position. Getachew has tweeted about Gashena after the video. So it means that now it's not a rumor, it's their official position. And obviously we cannot confirm this official position in a few hours because nothing is coming out from these places as fighting is still going on, networks have been cut off, phones are not working. So we are sharing a claim as a claim, we are sharing a rumor as a rumor. But they have every right, if they have made a claim, that the claim, the rumor should be aired. If it's not proven correct, we'll update you. But now Geta has also talked about Gashena, so it's not just a rumor. Why do you always report rumors and claims? These rumors and claims actually turn out to be facts. War reporting, if you wait for every development to be confirmed, then you cannot report about that. Both sides, when they are claiming, there is something behind those claims. It's not that the Ethiopian government is lying. It's not that Tigray Population Front is lying. No one is lying. Ethiopian government has been making claims about places like Dasi, Kambolcha, before that Kamise, Ataya, Senwate. What happened? These areas did come under ENDF control. TDF has been making claims as well, and most of the claims were true. They were correct. So we should not just dismiss these claims as lies. No, not all claims are lies. Developments after developments are coming, viewers, and that is what we are reporting. Someone is asking question, how much has this war cost Ethiopia? Let's just talk about Amhara region. Amhara regional government made an assessment, I think 3 weeks ago. And in the assessment, they claim that Amhara region will need 30 to 40 years to rebuild their infrastructure, their economy. That is the loss suffered by Amhara region alone. 30 to 40 years of rebuilding. In Tigray, it's worse, viewers. In Afar as well. So overall, I would say Ethiopia has gone back 2 or 3 decades. It has gone 2 or 3 decades back. It will need massive investments, massive outside support, external support to revive its economy and to return to the place which it was before the start of this war. You report TPLF, you cannot hide it. I don't know why you say it. Is there any gain by ENDF in the past few days, which I have not reported? Tell me one gain only. And I was the first one who told you about TDF's likely withdrawal from Dasi, Kambolcha and Lalibela. Who told you? No one in local media, no one in international media was talking about TDF's withdrawal from Dasi, Kambolcha, Lalibela. I was the first one. Even Tigray-backed news sources were not accepting it. No one was accepting it. But I told you that it would happen. It happened. So I report from all sides, whether from TDF or from ENDF. I think I have told you about all ENDF gains within the past few days. I don't know why you people say that I just report TPLF gains. Effective someone is effectiveness in mountains areas, drones versus helicopters. Which are more effective, drones or helicopters? Both are different machines. There is no comparison between drones and helicopters. Drones and helicopters are different machines. And drones are effective in mountainous areas too. Not as effective as in open, because in mountainous areas there are places to hide for targets. So that is why Otherwise, they are as effective in mountains as in plain areas. In mountainous areas, defenders can defend easily. But in the open, it's very difficult to defend against these drones. But it does not mean that in mountains, drones do not work. They work. And they fly at a very high altitude. So it's difficult to hit them from mountains. And you cannot hit them mostly with a man portable air defense system, even not from a mountain. So they work in mountains too. How many TDF soldiers have died in this war? I don't have such estimates about the number of soldiers who have been killed so far. No one shares numbers. No side which is part of this conflict has shared any figures about their casualties. So it's difficult. But the way we see reports, it seems that both sides have suffered heavy damages in terms of human loss. Thousands have been killed on both sides. And whether you admit it or not, but this war is costing Ethiopia. This war is depriving Ethiopia of its assets, and that asset is its youth. Ethiopian youth is the victim of this war. They're dying in large number, and no one is acknowledging the loss as well. No one is telling us how many of this youth have been killed. Isn't it very unfortunate views that people are laying down their lives on both sides? We don't know how many have died so far. Any update on National Dialogue Commission? It was just a draft proclamation that will be sent to Ethiopian HOR, House of Representatives, which will approve it. Then it will become a law. Then we'll have its terms and conditions, how it will operate, who will be invited to be part of dialogue, and will the recommendations be mandatory for the government or not? So that remains to be seen. How about India drones? India is not known for producing world quality drones. Neither is known Pakistan for such drones. Turkey is the only country in Muslim world which not only in Muslim world, in Europe as well. Turkish drones are world-class drones. Is General Sadkan alive? We don't know. Gashena shared his pictures a few days ago. So if you have any credible information you can share to counter that evidence shared by Gashena. We don't have any such information. Someone is saying, Sajid is ignoring my question. So many questions are coming, I cannot take all of them. And then people are commenting as well. Does Egypt has a role in this war yet? No, not yet, but it could have a role. If you have a look at recent developments, Jeffrey Feltman is going to visit Egypt, and 2 days ago, Ethiopian government accused Sudan and Egypt. Ethiopian government accused Sudan that General Fassiha was in touch with Sudanese officials, and Sudanese officials were in touch with Egyptian officials to support TPLF with technological assistance. So there is mention of Egypt, but if Western Tigray becomes a front, if war starts in Western Tigray, then we could see Egypt, Sudan coming into this equation. So far, Egypt is not part of this war openly. We have not seen any open involvement, but most people say that TDF fighters are being trained in Sudan, and we could see them attack Ethiopia from Sudan in case of Western Tigray becoming new battlefront. Thank you for your weekly update, Hussein Abdi says. Thank you, Hussein Abdi. It's because of you people. You attend these sessions, you ask questions, you keep me going. Is Sadkan live? I told you about that. Mark, I told you about that. Matthew, rather. Someone is asking about, do you think Abiy will go back to battlefield once again? He might go back because he said that it was just the first part of his mission which was over. So he might join his forces once again. But he will only join his forces if his forces have an advantage. If suddenly his forces start withdrawing, you won't see him join his forces, because when he joined his forces were already starting to gain advantage. So he knew what was happening on the ground. So if once again TDF is being pushed back, you could see him joining his forces. Queen Rose is saying, why only Ethiopia lose? What about TPLF? What choice do Ethiopians have while TPLF want to rule Iron Fist? TPLF cannot rule Ethiopia now with Iron Fist. Even if TDF reached Addis Ababa, it wouldn't be able to rule Ethiopia. Because there is so much polarization in Ethiopia now that Amhara region will never work under TPLF's federal government. Somali region as well. Oromia will have reservations. So TPLF can only rule Ethiopia if Amharas, Oromos, Somalis, they want TPLF to rule. Otherwise, even after TDF's entry in Addis Ababa, there wouldn't be peace in Ethiopia. And they know it, I think. If you have seen Getachew interview a few days ago, in which he mentioned that Americans were telling him that it would be difficult for them to rule Ethiopia alone. They would need a coalition. So that is what is going to happen if ever TDF reached Addis Ababa. TPLF knows that, I think. This is new Ethiopia. Ethiopia has united against TPLF. So I don't see TPLF ruling Ethiopia alone now. It cannot happen. You are ignoring pro-Ethiopian questions. Which are those questions? Pro-Ethiopian. I don't know which questions are pro-Ethiopian. What about Gashena? We talked about that Gashena in a few minutes ago, sorry. There was secret deal, no deal. Oromos have been asking questions. They are especially interested in these questions. That is there a deal? No deal. So far, we have tried to dig out any facts. That was there any background deal, underhand deal between TPLF and Abiy Ahmed? No. We could not find any credible information that a deal has been struck. No, it's not a deal. It's due to massive human wave attacks and combat drones that TDF has been pushed back. But TDF is not going to halt its military operations. It will continue fighting. Where will it fight? That remains to be seen. Which will be convenient ground for TDF? That is the question. TDF is not surrendering. And there is no deal. So far, what we have learned. Someone is saying, I am being paid by Egypt. So now I have a new sponsor. I am paid by TPLF. I am paid by PM Abiy. I am paid by Egypt, as you said. I am paid by CIA as well. And I am paid by Israel, some people say. I am paid by other countries as well. I am a rich man, I think, who's being paid by all the countries in the world. Do you think Abiy can lead the country? Yes, important question. Do you think Abiy can lead the country? Oh, well, Abiy can lead the country. He is leading the country. And so far, people are united against TPLF. Problem is that in the last 1 week, 3 journalists have been arrested. Iaspertis 5 was arrested, then Tamrat Nagra was arrested, then today Miaza Muhammad was arrested. These African leaders turn into autocrats, dictators. So you need to keep them under check. If Ethiopia wants PM Abiy to rule like a democratic leader, Ethiopia will have to keep Abiy under control. If you start worshipping your leaders, if you start taking them as God gifted leaders, God sent leaders, that thing goes to their head and they start thinking they're inevitable for a country. So if you want Abiy to rule Ethiopia, make him rule like a democratic leader. Protest, ask questions. If you are kissing his hand out of respect, nothing wrong with that, but don't make him feel that he is the appointed king from God to rule the people. No, he is here to deliver, to serve you, to serve you. If he is not serving you, you have the right to remove him. So he can lead, no doubt about that. But for that, people will have to put pressure upon him to keep him move along democratic lines. But Ethiopia is a weak country now. If we compare Ethiopia of November 2020 and Ethiopia of today, Ethiopia is a weaker country now because their ethnic fissures, Ethiopian ethnic fissures have been laid bare. Now, can PM Abiy mend these gaps? Can he bridge these gaps? Or his rule will lead to further ethnic hatred? That remains to be seen. So far, ethnic hatred is rising. Ethiopia is not becoming united. So you need someone who can unite Ethiopia. Either Abiy will have to revisit his strategy to unite Ethiopia, or you'll have to find someone who can go beyond ethnic loyalties and who can make a new start. I always say Ethiopia needs a new start. You cannot kill all Tigrayans. Tigrayans cannot kill all Amharas. They say Amhara expansionists. You cannot kill all Amhara expansionists, whatever you call them. You'll have to sit for once and all and decide about your future. Whether you want to live together or you want to split, once you'll have to sit and decide. Otherwise, people will keep on killing each other. What is your best prediction? When will ENDF control Mekelle? ENDF will not control Mekelle. I don't think ENDF will try to control Mekelle. ENDF will not attack Mekelle. Entering Tigray is not difficult. Leaving is difficult. Once you enter Tigray, people of Tigray will become your responsibility. Feeding them will become your responsibility. You'll come suddenly under pressure for human rights abuse in Tigray. So I don't think Ethiopian government would like to take this responsibility. Ethiopian government will not attack Mekelle now or Tigray now. It can continue its surgical strikes, its drone strikes. It will not take the responsibility of millions of Tigrayans who need food. It would like to keep Tigray under siege. It will not attack Mekelle. That's my analysis. Someone is asking about OLA, Oromo Liberation Army. OLA is going to go through a very hard time in coming days. They'll face crackdown as well, drones in operation in Oromia. So it's a test of their organizational strength. Can they withstand this new onslaught? That remains to be seen. But it will depend on TDF as well. If TDF is not withdrawing altogether from Amhara region, if it starts advancing again, we could see OLA intensifying its operations in Oromia. We could see less pressure upon OLA in Oromia. But if suddenly TDF withdraws altogether from Amhara into Tigray, then we could see more pressure upon OLA in Oromia. Sam Watson, I replied to your question about Mekelle. ENDF will not attack Mekelle. That's my perception, my analysis. Do you think war will be over soon? Well, Ethiopian government is in no mood to start talks now. It thinks that it can now wrap up this war militarily. Tigray is on the back foot now. Tigray does not have any leverage now at the table. So Ethiopian government will intensify its military operation. It will not start any talks now. Tigray will try to push back. It will try to get back what it has lost. It might try to open a new front as well. So that is why no signs of any end to this war in coming days. Things will heat up, I think. Sam Watson is sending the same question again and again. When will ENDF control Mekelle? Which I have responded to. Yours 39 minutes have passed. Let me end this live chat session. Two important points. Firstly, Gashena, tables are turning there. Tigray forces have managed to reach Gashena. Can they control Gashena? We'll update you in coming hours and coming days. Secondly, drones. Tigray is not in a position to buy drones, to manufacture drones, to make any anti-drone weaponry. Tigray can only make adjustments. Tigray can only try to stop the flow of arms and drones from Turkey, UAE to Ethiopia. Feltman is there. We might see Feltman trying to convince Turkey and UAE to stop their drone deliveries, future deliveries to Ethiopia. So strategy for TDF will be to stop new drone supplies, new munition supplies from Turkey, UAE to Ethiopia, and to make on-the-ground adjustments. On the other hand, ENDF will continue its momentum. It will try to push TDF out of Waldia, out of Gashena. Now battles are becoming intense, viewers. To the north of Dasi, near Marsa, to the west of Waldia, along Waldia Gashena road, heavy fighting is going on. TDF is not withdrawing now. It seems TDF will try to hold on to Waldia or Kobo. Kobo is confirmed because we have seen that TDF is making some very elaborate defensive preparations in Kobo. Two mountainous places close to Kobo, to the east of Kobo, Zobel, Boran, still under TDF control. And TDF is expanding its presence there. So TDF will not withdraw easily from Kobo. So far, it's in control of Waldia too. It's trying to consolidate its control of Gashena. Coming out, we'll try to update you about Gashena. Thanks for watching, viewers. Zion Noix was the first viewer, and he's the last one to say goodbye. Thank you. See you in the next live chat session. Bye-bye.